Less than 1 week after the paving of the racing surface at Darlington Raceway was completed, cars were back on the track for the first time at the track Too Tough to Tame during a Goodyear Tire Test. Jeff Gordon, Greg Biffle, and Ryan Newman were the three drivers that participated in the test to help prepare Goodyear for the upcoming Dodge Challenger 500 on Saturday, May 10th. Although the track, also known as the Lady in Black, has a new look to it, seven-time winner Gordon says it's still the same Darlington.
Really smooth. It's really smooth and fast and got good grip. Right now, there's no sign from a surface standpoint of the old Darlington, but just the shape and banking and transitions, the walls, all those things, it's still Darlington.
This week's test is coming on the heels of some controversy with Goodyear and the type of tires provided at Atlanta, which included comments from Tony Stewart. And although Gordon might have agreed with some of the comments Stewart made, he said he might have taken it too far.
I think he went a little overboard. I talked with Tony a little bit before the race, and I could tell he's pretty wound up about it. And I pretty much knew after the first green flag run that it probably wasn't going to get any better. We were all, pretty out of control out there. So, I don't disagree with him as far as the comfort level and the situation that we were in, but I think we have to look at all sides of it and try to give the folks that are doing their jobs the ability and constructive criticism to try to make it better. And I think that he kind of made it personal, and that's the way he chose to handle it. I just choose to handle it a little bit different.
Two-time winner Greg Biffle thinks there should be a happy medium where teams can go back to having a say in the setup of the camber.
One thing I will say in Goodyear's defense that I think is a problem is, and I've said this a couple times, if you go back 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 5 years ago, I just came into this deal about 5 years ago, if you had too much camber in your car, or you drove the car too hard, like Kyle Busch someone could argue did in the nationwide race, you blow a tire and you go in the fence and your day is over and you go back to the drawing board. Now, we have to have some responsibility as drivers and crews to get the right camber in the car with what will last and get a bead blower on it and not overdrive the car and blow the tire out. You can do that. Now we can't do that anymore. They have made, and I don't want to be over impacted, but they've made it not child-proof, but we've made it dummy-proof, if you will. We can't hurt that tire anymore. We can put all the camber in it we want. We can drive like however we want to drive, and nothing happens. Everybody, you have to be responsible for your own actions. And if we put too much camber in the car, because it makes it a little bit faster, so we're going to try and put 7 degrees of camber in it, and we blow a tire out and go in the fence, it's not Goodyear's fault.
Biffle was impressed with the Darlington tire in the early going of the test.
I'm real happy with the way the cars just started off. I may have a different opinion by the end of the day, but with the first 13 laps of the practice, the tire seems to have a decent amount of grip. I'm not out there about ready to bust my butt, going in the corner. Obviously we haven't seen any wear yet, but the front end wants to chatter a little bit, and we're getting our car down on the racetrack and getting a little better setup in it. We made an adjustment, went out and picked up a full second. So, we're about half a second off the other two cars right now, but, we got another adjustment, that much more. So we're thinking we're right in the ballpark, but so far, what we've driven on today, 13 laps, seems to be a good tire.
Newman, who has captured 6 top 10s in 9 Darlington starts, talked about why Darlington is his favorite track.
Darlington's always been my favorite track because you always had to adjust. You always had to adjust to the tires, your driving line, your style, the bumps, the character, your fact that you're running right next to the wall. It's challenging. It's the most challenging track, at least oval-wise, that we have. So that's why I definitely enjoyed it the most.
The tire test marked the first time that race cars had returned to the track since off-season capital improvement projects that included a new racing surface, new infield access tunnel, and the addition of safer barrier walls on the interior walls down the front stretch and back stretch. Tickets for the Dodge Challenger 500 can be purchased by logging on to racetickets.com.